drama late in the games is, I think, going to pay off for them in the postseason.
IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV, the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball. Yes, I always wonder how it affects a pitcher, a long rain delay. Now, we're probably going to start at about 9 o'clock, scheduled to start at 7:05, and Chad Godin was preparing all day to be ready to throw his first pitch at 7:05. How does it affect the pitcher?
Well, it can lull you to sleep. You know, you're not sure. You see it raining. Are we going to play tonight? I think one thing that's an advantage of this new stadium is you know when it stops raining, this field will be dry. The drainage system underneath is terrific. There's been several games this year that would have been rained out at the old stadium because they didn't really have that modern-day drainage system. So you know as a pitcher, eventually you're going to pitch, you're going to play. There's no chance it's going to rain out unless it just continues to have a sort of a monsoon effect here in the Bronx.
And how about Detroit, Minnesota, starting a series tonight, a 4-game set in Detroit, with the Tigers 2 games ahead of the Twins, and that game was rained out. So that actually helps the Tigers because if the Twins take 3 out of 4, it's only tied.
Well, it is. That's a great point, Michael. It's a 4-game set too, so you know there's a double dip in there. Traditionally, as you said, they're going to be split. I still like Detroit because of their pitching. I think Verlander will not allow something bad to happen in Detroit this year. I have that much confidence in him. I think he'll stop any momentum that Minnesota gets going.
Well, we're ready for baseball here in the Bronx. No rain out here, and the Yankees take the field alongside the kids from the Staten Island Little League team that did so well in the Little League World Series in Williamsport. They didn't win, but they certainly made a valiant run at it, and a big thrill for them as they take the field with the New York Yankees. So it's going to be Luke Hochevar against Chad Godin, the first game of a 3-game set. So why don't we enjoy the national anthem before the game here at Yankee Stadium, before we get you set up with the lineups and the first pitch. So once again, here is our national anthem as the crowd also honors the South Shore Little League Nationals from Staten Island.
World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. They were one of the final 4 teams left from the United States and one of the last 8 remaining teams in the entire world. The Yankees are happy to invite them as their guests to Yankee Stadium tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm round of applause for the South Shore Little League Nationals. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your caps. And now the United States Army Band's rendition of our national anthem.
David, I got to ask you, it's a dark Bronx night here. The lights are on, but how about the smiles on those kids' faces? I mean, they're standing on the field here at Yankee Stadium. That was pretty neat.
It really was. It's a lifetime memory for these kids. What a smile. One of the last 8 remaining teams in the world as they were announced. And, boy, they're floating on air right now, running off the field.
Pretty neat. Neat stuff here at the stadium. A nice gesture by the New York Yankees to have the kids here. So the final 4, as Paul Olden, the public address announcer, said, and then the final 8 in the entire world. So good stuff by the New York City champions. Let's take a look at the Royals lineup that's going to face Chad Godin. And the Royals have actually played very good baseball here in September, 14-11. They're 64-92 overall. Mitch Meyer is the left fielder. He's going to bat first. Yuniesky Betancourt plays shortstop and bats second. Billy Butler's at first base. He'll hit third. Cleaning up and DHing Mike Jacobs. Alberto Callaspo, the second baseman, bats fifth. Batting sixth and playing right field, Mark Tian. Miguel Olivo will catch, he'll bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing third base is Alex Gordon. And Josh Anderson is in center field, and he is going to bat ninth.
Chad Godin on the season with both San Diego and New York. 29 starts, a 5-10 record, 4.78 ERA, 139 1/3 innings, and 132 strikeouts. That jumps out at you. And the G pitcher scouting report, he really has been a nice pickup by Brian Cashman. Kind of snuck in under the radar, picked him up from San Diego. He's got a 3.33 ERA and 5 starts with the Yankees, although they're all no decisions. The Yankees have won all 5 starts. He misses bats. 132 Ks and 139 1/3 innings. That's 8.53 Ks per 9. That's 15th best for all pitchers in the major leagues with at least 100 innings. And versatility, I mean, that's another reason why Cashman got him. He can do both. He's got good numbers in the bullpen and as a starter. That's probably why he's going to make the postseason roster, because he's insurance in the rotation and he does well in the bullpen.
Now let's take a look at the defense behind Godin. It's brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. In the outfield, Cabrera, Gardner, and Duncan left to right. Hinsky, Pena, Cano, and Miranda third to first. A lot of the Yankee regulars resting after the celebration. Cervelli is behind the plate, and Godin is on the mound. Well, we are ready for baseball here at Yankee Stadium. So let's do it in the Bronx as Godin deals outside. 1-0, we are underway. Mitch Mayer, 1 for his last 9. The Yankees have not seen the Royals since April 12th. This is the Royals' first look at the new Yankee Stadium. And the 1-1 to Meyer is a strike. The official rain delay time, 1 hour and 56 minutes. Trey Hillman, the manager of the Royals, came out of the Yankee system. Ball 1-2, foul back. His team, as I mentioned, 14-11 in September, so they are finishing strong. It's been a disappointing series for the Royals this season. A lot of people had high hopes for this team, so they have not lived up to those hopes.
For Trey Hillman, clean shaven. We've seen him with a goatee, a lot of different facial hair looks, maybe a little respect for the Yankees, huh? Come in and the old George Steinbrenner rule. No facial hair below the lip.
We told you about September 14-11. They were 50-81 through the end of August. And since 1900, only 4 teams posted a September winning percentage as high as the Royals after entering the month more than 30 games below 500. So trying to finish strong, take something positive into the offseason. The 2-2 just missed outside. And the count 3-2. 1990 to 2001, Trey Hillman actually managed in the Yankee farm system. Then went to Japan, got the job here with Kansas City. Pitch is outside as Meyer walks to start off the game. Take a look at the umpires tonight. Chris Guccione is behind the plate. Jerry Lane at first, Tom Hallion at second, and Tony Randazzo over at third. Here's Yuniesky Betancourt. Royals got him from the Seattle Mariners. The big home run in yesterday's game that beat the Twins. There's a strike. The Yankees do catch a little bit of a break, David. They do not have to face Zach Greinke at all this year. They missed him at the beginning, and they're missing him this series as he pitched yesterday.
Yeah, the Royals are not real happy about that because they're really pushing Zach Greinke for the Cy Young Award. It's probably the one shining light for the whole Royals organization in town for this year, and would have been a good test for him to face the Yankees.
Grounded foul outside of third. I talked to Terry Francona, whose Red Sox team lost to Zach Greinke. He said he's one of the best pitchers I've seen. He said certainly one of the best I've seen this year. He said he's got pitches that just disappear. He said unbelievable how good he is.
Yeah, it's a remarkable story too. He's had some adversity off the field. He's really battled some demons and overcome them, and it's just a great story.
0-2 is swung on and missed, and Betancourt down on strikes, 1 away.
Well, this is what Godin brings. He can get some good spin on his slider. That's why he averages so many strikeouts per 9 inning. We mentioned in the G Pitcher Scouting Report, 8.53 Ks per 9, and a lot of it's because of that slider. And when it's down and away, it's quick and it's late.
Now he'll face Billy Butler, and Billy Butler's had a nice season for Kansas City. 301, 21 homers, and 92 runs batted in. There's that breaking ball low and away, 1-0. Now the only thing that Billy Butler has to overcome is his inability to hit as well on the road as he does at home. 362 hitter in Kansas City and 242 on the road. Pitch is low, 2-0. Let's take a look at tonight's hitter scouting report on Billy Butler, brought to you by the Fox Business Network.
Yeah, Billy doubles. He's got 50 doubles, second in the LA. That's in the AL. That's 4 away from Hal McRae's record in 1977 when he had 54. He's had 3 doubles 4 times in a game, which is most in baseball history since 1900, according to Elias. 4 doubles in a game in 1 year.
There's the strike.
And in good company. 50-20, 50 doubles, 20 home runs prior to the age of 24. Just 5 guys in history have done that. Hank Greenberg, A-Rod, Albert Pujols, and Miguel Cabrera. That's good company. And of course, as Michael just said, home cooking. 362 at home. It's the highest batting average at home since George Brett hit 368 in 1985. Got to get my 2 favorite guys in there, Hal McRae and George Brett, don't I? Big influence in my life around that time. Late 70s, early 80s, doing battle with the Yankees. Remember this rivalry, Michael?
Oh, my goodness.
It was incredible.
76, 77, 78. Foul back. The Yankees got to the World Series by beating the Royals. And in 76, the Yankees have been away so long, since 81. Well, check that, since 64. You see the doubles leaders, that they finally got to the World Series on Chris Chambliss' home run in the bottom of the 9th inning of Game 5 against Mark Littell. You probably wept as a young child in KC then.
Well, right along with Freddie Patek on the bench after the game. And longtime baseball fans remember that moment. Certainly Yankees and Royals fans.
And in those battles, you'd see Hal McRae literally knock Willie Randolph into left field, breaking up double plays. Actually changed the rule about that, because Hal McRae would do roll blocks into Willie Randolph. There was no love lost between Randolph and Frank White. The Royals second baseman was now a broadcaster for the Royals. Greg Nettles and George Brett. Runner goes. High fly ball, center field. Gardner will make the play for the second inning. Little 15-year-old Michael Kay sitting in front of his TV, David, and held his breath as this ball went into the Bronx Knight. And just over the wall. Chambliss never made it around bases, but did come out later to touch what was home plate. It was stolen. And it was bedlam in the Bronx. Yankees ended up going on to get swept by the Reds in the World Series, but won in 77 and 78.
I'm going to go find Mark Littell and see what he says about that. I think he lives in southern Missouri. Everybody always talks about the Chambliss interview after that game. Get the Royals' perspective. Talk to Freddie Patek, Mark Littell.
There's Mike Jacobs. There's a strike. This is a great trivia question for all you viewers that have stayed up late. And it's always asked whenever people get together talking sports, who was on deck when Chris Chambliss hit that home run against Mark Littell? And the answer is Sandy Alomar Sr., because of a switch in the middle of the game by Billy Martin. That's why he was batting after Chambliss.
That might be the first question I asked Mark Littell. Did you see who was on deck?
You think about pitching around Chambliss? And behind the plate was Buck Martinez, who's now become an outstanding broadcaster and managed the Blue Jays for a while. It's still nighttime here at the stadium. Clouds obscuring the moon. That one has popped up third base side. Hinsky's there. And he makes the play for the final out of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. It's the Royals nothing. And the New York Yankees coming to bat. and John's brother Mike on the right.
Yeah, they were up in the booth before the game. Erin was playing with the telestrator. She's better than I am at it, Michael.
And Chris was actually a newborn when this night began, so he's grown up quite a bit. Here's the Yankees starting lineup against Luke Hochevar. Brett Gardner in center field, Melky Cabrera in left, Robinson Cano is the second baseman, Jorge Posada will DH, he's going to clean up, Eric Hinsky the third baseman, Shelley Duncan at right, Juan Miranda at first, Francisco Cervelli will catch, and Ramiro Pena, the shortstop, batting ninth. Now, Kimberly Jones told you during the pregame, nothing's wrong with the Yankees, they're just getting a rest the day after clinching.
See Hochevar's numbers on the year, 7-11, pretty high ERA. We'll give you the G Pitcher Scouting Report on Luke Hochevar. The potential is there. He's had an 80-pitch complete game this year. He's had a 13K game this year. He's had a 3-hitter versus the Sox. Unfortunately, the consistency is not there yet.
Ground ball, right side, grabbed there by Cayaspo, over to Butler, one away.
You know, the month of August, Hochevar gave up 26 runs in 34 2/3 innings. And even though he got off to a great start this year, it looked like he was going to have a breakthrough year. He's been struggling as of yet. And the tip of the day, rumors were circulating that he was tipping his pitches. And it led to some changes a couple of weeks ago by the Royals staff. And he promptly went out and threw a shutout against the White Sox. So they think they've got that straightened out. A little something with his glove that might be tipping his pitches.
And the pitch is inside, 1-0.
Hochevar, a former #1 draft for the Royals, and still considered a very high potential prospect.
There's a base hit off the bat of Melky Cabrera. Melky's not used to batting in the first inning, so odd for him, and he makes the most of it.
Well, Melky's one of the tougher guys on the Yankees to strike out. He makes a lot of contact. You can see why. Plate coverage. He just hits the ball where it's pitched. Right on the button, right in the hole. This is what we're talking about, plate coverage. You can see that ball's right on the outside corner, and Melky does what you're supposed to do with it. Waits for it, finds the hole.
Here's Robinson Cano batting in the #3 hole as Mark Teixeira gets the night off. Cabrera now 6 for his last 16 after that hit. And the pitch inside to Cano, a little bit low, blocked by Olivo. .200 hits this season. Outstanding year. First Yankee second baseman to do that since Alfonso Soriano. Now Cano has 199 hits as a second baseman. And Derek Jeter has 199 hits as a shortstop. If each of them pick up 1 hit apiece, they will do something that's never been done in modern baseball. A double play combination with 200 hits apiece. Will be the 5th pair of Yankee teammates with 200 hits in the same season. They already are that. The 2-0. Dribbled slowly toward Butler. He takes the out at first. Moving to second is Melky Cabrera. Let's take a look at the Royals defense behind Hochevar, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Mitch Meyer is in left, John Anderson in center, and Mark Teahan over right. In the infield, Gordon Betancourt, Cayaspo, and Butler. Third to first, Olivo behind the plate. This is not a good defensive team. 113 errors this year. That's the most in the American League. And if you're going to have young pitching, you want to be able to get every out that you could possibly get. They have not been doing that. It has not been, I repeat, a good season for the Royals. Many people thought they'd do better. Here's Posada. Big September for Jorge. Tough to get up for a game after you clinch?
Well, I think it can be. It's easy to come out flat, but it's a great opportunity for some of the younger guys that are the call-ups to play. It's a good sign that Posada's in there because his neck has been a little stiff since the bench-clearing brawl. with Toronto. So he must be feeling better.
The 1-0. There's a strike. And really, if you think about it, the Yankees have done everything that they could possibly do as a team. They have a 100-win season. They have the best record in baseball. They've won the American League East. Home field advantage right throughout. And the thing that has to motivate them now is somewhat selfish personal goals. And that's healthy if you want to do that. And obviously, Alex Rodriguez would like the 7 more ribbies. And we talked about Sabathia with 1 more win. It would give him 20 for the first time in his career. And also, they want to stay sharp. At the same time as staying sharp, they want to stay healthy. Because the last thing Joe Girardi wants to do is play his regulars and have somebody get hurt before the playoffs. Posada this season much better at home, 323 in the Bronx, 14 homers. On the road, 249, 8 homers. The 2-1. And the count 3-1. Remarkably, much of the crowd remained through a 2-hour rain delay. And there are some scattered empty seats, but for the most part, the vast majority of seats are occupied. The 3-1. And Posada walks. So first and second with 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Eric Hinsky. Hochevar has made 2 appearances against the Yankees in his career, 1 start, 1 relief. No record, 2.00 ERA. And he's having trouble throwing strikes as Olivo goes out and talks with Hochevar.
You can see he's got good stuff. His ball's moving all over the place. Low to mid-90s fastball, running like crazy. Probably a little pumped up, a little nervous. You know, Michael, the Royals have gotten sort of the short end of the stick in the scheduling. They've drawn the Yankees the last couple of years, and opening day in Kansas City. Certainly not what they would choose if they could in terms of the Yankees visiting the Royals. And then here, this is the first time they've been in here to see the new Yankee Stadium, the last team in the American League to visit the new Yankee Stadium.
The 1-0 to Hinsky. There's a strike. Cabrera is at second, and Posada is at first. Bottom of the first inning after an hour and 56-minute rain delay. There's no score, Yankees and the Royals. Red Sox get swept by the Yankees, and now they're losing 11-4 in the bottom of the 6th inning to the Blue Jays. And the pitch. 2-1. Hinsky playing third. Alex Rodriguez getting the night off. He has just 10 plate appearances since September 6th. Grounded foul. Now the Royals have a drastic shift for Hinsky. The second baseman, Kai Aspo, is shaded in the hole, but he's on the outfield grass. And Betancourt is on the second base side of the bag. The only one on the left side is Alex Gordon.
You would expect to see Hinsky get a lot of at-bats in the next week or so, because he potentially could be one of your first pinch hitters off the bench during the postseason. He's got a lot of experience, and he can hit the ball out of the park, obviously, as well.
The 2-2. Foul ball. It's going to be interesting to see how the Yankees configure their roster. We'll talk about it as the game moves on. If you look at the Yankee starting lineup, you're not going to pinch hit for anybody. But you might pinch run. So that's why they probably will carry Gardner and Guzman. Speed off the bench, and the other spots off the bench, that's still to be decided. Jerry Harrison's going to get one of them. How many pitchers they carry, also up for debate. The 2-2. Still 2-2. Tomorrow, Joe Girardi revealed that they're going to have an organizational meeting just to discuss how the roster is going to be configured. And just because you configure it one way for the Division Series doesn't mean that you can't change it for the ALCS and then the World Series if you get that far.
Yeah, you're probably right, Michael. I think extra inning games would probably be the best chance, or pinch running situations for Gardner. We'd probably get Henske in the game. I thought one of the best moves Joe Torre made in 1996 was saving Wade Boggs in an extra inning game and drew a walk to tie the Braves down in Atlanta after Jim Leyritz hit the home run off of Wohlers to tie it up. Game 4.
2-2 is lined and right at Kayaspo, so they had him played perfectly and took a base hit away from Henske, so the shift worked. And Henske can only smile about it. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We played 1 here at the stadium. There's no score. Of patients with life-threatening diseases such as leukemia and lymphoma in need of a bone marrow transplant donor. On Wednesday, September 30th, fans will have the opportunity to join the Be the Match registry at Yankee Stadium on the main 200 level between gates 4 and 6. If you're between the ages of 18 and 60, you can register to be a donor by completing a health history and giving a swab of cheek cells. For thousands, a bone marrow transplant from an unrelated donor is their best or only hope for a cure. These patients depend on the Be the Match registry to find a match and a second chance at life. Interested individuals can also join online at bethematch.org. Alberto Kayaspo will lead off the second inning against Chad Godin. And the pitch outside, 1-0. Godin, 5 starts for the Yankees. No record, 3.33, but the team is 5-0 in those 5 starts. And a strike. Now, the one thing that we hear that Godin has changed since he came over from the Padres is that Dave Island has been working on his slider. The slider was flat in the National League, but it's not now. And that's been a nice weapon for him, Dave.
Well, it has, and you know, I think it was just a little bit inconsistent. He had some big strikeout games with the Padres that I saw a little video on where he had an excellent slider working. I think it's just about the consistency level and not leaving it up and out of the plate quite as often.
And the 1-2 inside, 2-1-2. Godin deals. Look at this. 1 away.
Right on cue, Michael. This is a good one. Tight, a little tighter, a little later. Not so much of a big sweeping slider that we've seen from him, and a perfect location for a left-handed batter. And one thing Godin has done is keep the ball in the ballpark against lefties this year. Just 3 home runs given up against lefties all year long.
Here's Mark Teahan. Pitch outside, 1-0. And the pitch. 2-0. Now the Yankees have a decision to make, and that is how many days off are they going to have in the first round. Now you get the right to make that call because you have the best record in the league, and the Yankees do. That one is driven down the left field line, but it slices foul. Now here are the two different ALDSs. ALDS A, there's an off day between games 1 and 2, and between games 2 and 3, and then games 4 and 5. So there are 3 off days in that one. And in ALDS B, there are just 2 off days. 2-1. Grounded to short, Ramiro painting. All right, so you might say, well, what's the significance? Well, the significance is if you take this one, you only need 3 starting pitchers. If you take this one, you're going to need a 4th starting pitcher unless you pitch everybody on 3 days rest. And although the Yankees aren't saying right now, and they have until an hour after it's decided who they'll play to make the call, it's probably going to be the 3. This way they don't have to worry about a 4th starter until the ALCS.
Yeah, and it also gives them the option to put Jabba Chamberlain in the bullpen to strengthen that bullpen and even add to the bridge. Chamberlain to Hughes to Mariano Rivera. It sounds pretty interesting.
And Miguel Olivo takes a pitch out.
And of course, Brian Bruni pitching so well yesterday too in the clincher. It was impressive. The call comes down to that 6th and 7th inning because Phil Hughes has got a lockdown on the 8th inning.
There's a strike. Now, it's not an automatic that most teams would take the extra day off because if you've got a good 4th starter, a lot of teams don't. So let's say you play the Tigers. Well, who is their 4th starter? Jared Washburn has pitched poorly. I mean, they have a good 3 starters, but if you think your 4th starter is better than theirs, you might take that. That one has popped up. Shelly Duncan is there, and he puts it away with a final out of a 1-2-3 inning for Godin and the Yankees. There's Java. Will he be in the bullpen? Is he going to start in the ALCS? Chad Godin has had 2 scoreless innings. Sunday or Saturday at 7:08 and Sunday at 1:38, and every single one of the final 5 games will be on the Yes Network. Staying up late, happy about it. No score, bottom of the 2nd inning. Shelly Duncan will lead off. He was a late addition into the lineup. Johnny Damon was in there originally and scratched. So it'll be Duncan, Juan Miranda, and Francisco Cervelli. You know this is not Tampa, nor is it George M. Steinbrenner Field. This is Yankee Stadium, and the Yankees have clinched. There's a strike. Duncan had 99 RBIs in the International League this year, and that was good for the IL MVP award for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. And the 0-1. Big healthy cut. 0-2.
Yeah, you've got to figure that Duncan at some point is going to find a place that's going to give him a chance to get some at-bats on the major league level. And he's done all he can do in the minor leagues. He's had success on the big league level with the Yankees too.
Do you believe, and I'm not saying that Shelley is that guy, do you believe that there are some players that are too good for AAA and not good enough for here?
You know, yeah, the old 4A player. It's possible, but you know, guys deserve a chance. The only barometer you have is the minor leagues, and AAA is the last level. And if you do it on that level, then you earn your right to get a shot in the big league somewhere.
Popped up and behind the plate, out of play.
One of the problems with Shelley Duncan is a position to play. You know, certainly he can play first base, but not noted for his defense in the outfield. More suited for the American League as a DH first baseman, can play some outfield. Be interesting to see what happens with him going forward.
The son of Cardinals pitching coach Dave Duncan. 0-1-2. Swing and a miss. A little fastball by him. Duncan down on strikes. Speaking of pitchers, tomorrow's starting pitchers brought to you by Verizon Fios. This is Fios. This is big. Anthony LaRue. 0-1, 3.86 will get the start for the Royals. And A.J. Burnett will start for the Yankees, looking for his 100th career victory. Our coverage begins at 6 on Yes with a batting practice show. Now, A.J. was supposed to start tonight, but was moved to tomorrow because he wanted to be with his dad today, who was undergoing triple bypass. His dad, Bill, came through the surgery great, and AJ is going to be here tomorrow. So, Bill, if you're watching, we wish you a quick recovery. Pitch to Miranda's outside. Miranda's had a good season at AAA, 290, 19 homers and 82 runs batted in. And the 1-1. Popped up. Shallow left. Meyer comes on to put it away for the second out. Ochevar in his last 11 starts, 1-8 with a 7.25. And a team like the Kansas City Royals, an organization like the Royals, they have to produce their own pitchers. Pitchers are too expensive on the open market. You could get position players elsewhere, but if you don't produce pitchers, you're not going to be able to compete at their salary level.
Yeah, Ochevar, the #1 draft choice, counting on him heavily. Earlier in the year, it looked like he was going to have a breakout season. He had some excellent games. We mentioned him in the scouting report. He had an 80-pitch complete game this year. 13 strikeout game. Certainly the potential is there.
Grounded to short. Betancourt. And he just gets the hustling Cervelli for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. 10-pitch inning for Luke Ochevar. Now it's time for Godin to take the mound. It's a no-score game, top of the third. Yankees have launched 2 new Yankees-inspired ice cream flavors this season. Bronx Bomber Sundae features chocolate ice cream with chocolate cookie swirl and chocolate-covered crunchies. And then there's Pinstripe Brownie Blast featuring vanilla ice cream with brownie batter swirl and brownie pieces. Now, this is one of the good parts of the job. Not that there are any bad parts, but we get to have some ice cream.
Nice.
Now, last time we had ice cream, David, you shoved it in your face. But you're going to eat it more conventionally now?
Not going to happen. That happened once. Well, it could. If it's a little more melted, I might do it. Stir it up. Come back to me in a little bit.
We go to the 3rd inning. Alex Gordon will lead off. Alex Gordon has been a huge disappointment for the Royals. There's a strike. He was their George Brett in the Modell scoreboard, no score. Modell's the official sporting goods retailer of the Yankees. This was the guy they were going to build the team around. First-round draft pick. But it hasn't happened. This year, 79 games he missed with hip surgery. And then after he came back, they sent him down to the minor leagues for a month. Middle of August till the beginning of September. And those are not the numbers they expected from this kid. And that's the deal, too, David. You can't miss on your draft picks if you're the Royals. You can't make that mistake. It's hard to recover.
Yeah, that's hard to fault the Royals. I mean, he was highly touted out of college. He was the player of the year in college. Locally, went to Nebraska. Childhood friend of Java Chamberlain. And universally, all the scouts loved him in college. Sort of, you know, it's hard to second guess the pick. You just don't know when you guys get a wood bat in their hands and they work their way up to the big league level how they're going to react. But he has had injury problems, similar to Alex Rodriguez. A torn labrum in the hip.
Right back to Godin. One away.
Well, again, Godin locking in that tight little slider inside on lefties and ties up Gordon. Watch how late that pitch is breaking. So Dave Island has been working on Godin, how to tighten that pitch up inside the lefties. Very effective. Starts out on the plate, breaks in off the plate. And once the left-handers commit, the only way they can hit it hard is pull a foul.
Pitch to Anderson is outside. Grounded to second. Cano over to first. That's 2 away.
You know, Michael, one of the problems with the Kansas City Royals offensively this year, as we've talked about, they've got some decent pitching, and maybe the Cy Young Award winner and Zach Greinke, who's just been amazing this year, a 2.06 ERA. But offensively, the Royals just don't walk. They don't get on base. They chase a lot of pitches. Just 7.6% base on balls in all at bats, and that's second lowest in the American League to the Mariners. Their 259 average is second lowest in the league. Zach Greinke with not a lot of run support this year and still has 16 wins. Very remarkable. The Royals' 319 on base percentage this year is second worst in the league, once again to the Seattle Mariners. So this guy and King Felix out in Seattle have had to deal with similar problems. Lack of support.
This is the Greinke season so far. 2.06 is off the charts. When they say that the American League it's about a run more than the National League, so he'd have a Bob Gibson type ERA in the National League.
You know, that is, I mean, that just jumps out at you. His strikeout total over 9 per inning, or per 9, over a strikeout per inning rather. An ERA that low.
Grounded. Fair. Inside first and past Miranda. It kicks out to Duncan. He fields, fires to second, and that holds Meyer to a single. Nice play by Shelley Duncan.
Right down the middle, down. Meyer could just drop the helmet on it. Keeps it fair down the line. Godin's trying to go down and away. Meyer makes him pay just inside the bag. And one of the quirks of the new Yankee Stadium is the little angles down the lines that kick the ball straight out. And it certainly had double written all over it, but once it hits that angle right there, it bounces out. There's no chance.
Betancourt fouls the ball.
You get the bounce right to you. Home field advantage for outfielders that know how to play the angles. You can certainly rob some guys of some doubles. Nice play by Shelley Duncan. But just to finish that point, Michael, about the Royals offense this year, you know, Fangraphs.com has a great stat where they talk about how many pitches you chase out of the strike zone. And the Royals chase 27.3% of the pitches they see that are not strikes out of the strike zone. That's the third highest ratio in the American League. Only the Rangers in Seattle chase more pitches than the Royals, which leads to less walks, more strikeouts, less men on base, and less opportunities to score runs.
Strange with the Rangers, though, because they have such a highly touted hitting coach, Rudy Jaramillo, that they would chase so many bad pitches out of the zone.
They do. They lead the American League in strikeouts, but they do have a lot of power and hit home runs to offset the fact that they do swing and miss a lot.
How about this for a stat about Greinke? He's had 6 starts where he allowed 1 or 0 runs, and he got a loss or a no decision. So that's why he has 16 wins with a 2.0 something ERA. Popped up. Cervelli and Miranda. Cervelli makes the call on the catch, and that'll do it here in the third. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We played 2.5 here at Yankee Stadium after an hour and 56-minute rain delay. There's no score in the Bronx. Number 1, Chris Chambliss' walk-off home run in the 76 ALCS. We talked about that. The Pine Tar game and Alex Rodriguez's 500th home run. I'd have to choose number 1. Why would the Pine Tar game be a favorite moment? They lost.
They missed my favorite moment there. I'm going to add a 4th.
Which one was yours?
One where Goose Gossage gave up a bomb to George Brett in 1980 in the upper deck at the old Yankee Stadium. The Royals finally beat the Yankees.
Modell's scoreboard, no score. Modell's the official sporting goods retailer of the New York Yankees. I think they will have that choice in the Royals broadcast with Brian Lefebvre and Frank White. That one is popped up off the bat of Ramiro Pena. And Mike Meyer, or Mitch Meyer. Mike Meyer is Austin Powers. Mitch Meyer made the play. 1 down.
Betancourt trying to call for it. At the last minute. Here's footsteps.
So back to the top of the lineup and Brett Gardner. And a strike.
You know, the amazing part about this whole Royals-Yankees thing and that Toyota text poll, Michael, is I've gotten a chance to see both sides of it. I've got you know, I grew up watching that. I got a chance to be teammates with guys on both sides of the aisle there.
And that one plunked Brett Gardner. He showed bunt and took one off the foot. That's where he makes his money with his feet, so you hope he's okay.
Well, he brings it out there. He's almost stepping on home plate with his back foot. Watch the back foot step forward right into it. That's pretty close to out of the box. Hits him on the bounce off the ankle. Watch his back foot. Almost out of the box. As long as his back heel is still touching that line, he's technically in the box.
Now, David, aren't you good friends with Goose Gossage?
I am, and I get on him all the time
Really?
about that, yes. You know what he says, Michael? He says, Coney, that pitch almost hit him in the head. I don't know how that guy hit that ball. It's true. The pitch was up and in. George Brett tomahawked it in the upper deck.
And they're both in the Hall of Fame, so no harm, no foul.
That's true.
That was a good Goose imitation.
Well, yeah, you got to clean it up with Goose, you know.
Boy, it tells you the amount of cleaning you have to do when you're the guy doing the cleaning. Wow.
It's true. I'm learning to filter, Michael.
I'm so proud of you.
Not quite there yet, though. You could get me if you really wanted to. You know it. That's the danger here. You could draw it out.
I try my best not to. Off the air, maybe. Gardner leads off first. Good lead. And the pitch outside, 1-1.
You know, Michael, I get excited with these text polls because when I was in Seattle with Kenny, I actually gave out my phone number on the air because I wanted a redo on the Toyota text poll.
And did people call you?
Absolutely. I'm still getting texts from Yankee fans all over the country.
There's a ground ball to short. And it's a double play, and now it gives me time to ponder why David would ever give out his number on the air. No runs, no hits.
Call people back. It doesn't matter.
Even your boss. We played 3. There's no score here at the stadium. You're watching, yes. It's time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. On this day last season, Mike Messina recorded his 20th win of the season for the first time in his career. Who was the losing Red Sox pitcher that day? We will find out in the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Billy Butler, Mike Jacobs, and Alberto Callaspo against Chad Godin. No score. First game of a 3-game set. Swing and a miss.
What do you think the chances are of Mussina's watching this broadcast right now, Mike?
3%. Swing and a miss, and was you and Kenny, it would be about 9%.
Well, since I'm reaching out to the entire country, maybe I'll reach out to Mike Mussina too and see if he'll give me a little text here.
Butler taking a long time to get in the box. Now he does. Godin works from the first base side of the rubber. Pitch outside. Now, did you stay on one side of the rubber, David, or did you go from side to side, batter to batter?
No, I didn't do a batter to batter, but I did it from start to start sometimes, you know, and really from year to year. I think it's good to experiment a little bit. Godin likes that side of the rubber. It gives him an angle for a sinker. And that outside corner to righties. Whichever way you do it, certainly you're going to take advantage of an angle. This particular angle close to the first base side will help him control the outer part of the plate to righties and to give him room for his sinker to move into righties too.
2-2. Fouled away.
You know, conversely, if you're on the third base side of the rubber, it gives you a little bit of a better angle for your breaking ball against right-handed batters. Because it's almost as if your release point would be going right at the right-handed batters and break it towards the outer corner.
Now, why'd you change from game to game? Just the way you felt?
The way I felt, depending on the lineups, depending on what type of pitches I had working.
But you would never change in the middle of a game?
Never really did it in the middle of the game. No, I didn't. Once you get in the middle of a game, you establish your land hole, where your alignment is towards home plate. It's hard to switch. How you land and where you land are very important in your overall command.
No command there as he's way outside on the 3-2 pitch, so Butler walks. There's Mike Jacobs. Jacobs popped out to Hinsky in the first inning, Yankee third baseman. And a strike.
Mike Jacobs, the former Met, farmhand, former Marlin, was brought over by Dayton Moore, the general manager, to provide some pop this year for the Royals lineup. He's hit 18 home runs with only a .229 average. Kind of a low on base percentage guy too. He strikes out 30.5% of his at bats and only 8.9% walks.
Let's see if they can get two. There's one on to first. It's a double play. Fans, you could watch the Yankees' final games before the playoffs on your PCs and laptops. If you're a Verizon Fios TV customer with Fios Internet who watches Yes, log on to YesNetwork.com, Yankees.com, or Verizon.net/yes to get more information and sign up for your subscription now. Here's Alberto Callaspo. Pitch outside, 1-0.
Callaspo, one of the bright lights for the Royals this year, along with Billy Butler. Callaspo hit .301, got 39 doubles, 11 homers, 72 RBIs. Kind of a breakout season for him.
Tough to strike out as well, just 46 strikeouts and 608 plate appearances. 0-1. Fouled away.
.355 on base percentage. The league average is down around .330, so he's above average in almost all those categories. He plays a good defensive second base as well. I think the Royals really missed Mike Aviles, who had a breakout season last year playing shortstop, a local Bronx kid. On the DL with injury problems all year. One of the reasons the Royals went out and traded for Yuniesky Betancourt to play shortstop. Seemed like they were on the right track last year, Michael. As you mentioned, they were counting on Alex Gordon in third. They had Michael Aviles in short, who had a breakout year last year. But it all fell apart for the Royals offensively this year.
Last year, Aviles hit .325, 10 homers, and 51 ribbies in 102 games. So that's a lot of numbers to lose. There's a ground ball to Cano. Castro is out, and that's going to do it here in the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. There's no score on yes here in the Bronx. Recorded his 20th win of the season for the first time in his career. Who was the losing Red Sox pitcher? The answer is Daisuke Matsuzaka. Yankees won that game 6-2. And Messina walked away. And the pitch to Cano is outside 1-0. And that flies in the face of David Cohn's mantra that he used to preach to me when he was with the Yankees. He said, never leave anything on the table. Let them tear the uniform off your back. That one's driven to left field deep. Turning and looking is Meyer, and it's off the wall as Cano will go into second with a double.
Robinson Cano, what a year he's had. Add another double to the list. Great plate coverage, belt high, almost off the plate. Right on the button. You can tell by the sound of the bat. The only question is whether it's going to stay in the yard or not, and it does. Barely.
That is Cano's 200th hit as a second baseman this year. So Jeter needs one as a shortstop, and they become the only shortstop second baseman duo in modern baseball history to have at least 200 hits apiece. That one is looped into left field. It's a base hit. Cano had to hold up. Meyer charges, fires in, and Cano is held at third.
Well, it's a right play by Cano. As you see Posada down towards the trademark just a bit. Kind of fights it off, but hits it in the right spot. And Cano's got no choice but to freeze right here to make sure it gets through because the ball wasn't hit that hard. Posada sets up first and third. Nobody out.
First and third. And Eric Hinske at the plate. Hinske popped up to second. Actually lined out to second, but the second baseman was on the outfield grass. Should have been a base hit, but they had the shift on. Now, want to know, the shift is on again, but Callaspo is actually on the infield skin, not on the outfield grass. David, could you have understood ever retiring after winning 20 games?
No. I should have retired after 1999 in retrospect. Tried to walk out on top. I admire Moose for doing it, but I remember seeing him at Old Timers Day today, this year and asking him, Yankees are looking for a fifth starter around that time.
Ground ball, and he beats the shift. Vacated hole on the left side, a base hit. Scoring is Cano, an RBI single for Hinske. Yankees are on the board. They lead 1-0.
You can almost tell by the look on Hinske's face the last at-bat, like, what are they putting the shift on me for? Okay, I got your shift. Right through the left side. Easy base hit. All you got to do is just put it in play that way, especially first and third and nobody out. That's an easy RBI.
Here's Shelley Duncan. That's Hinske's first hit since September 6th. Big cut, a slow ground ball foul. In talking to Messina, did you get the sense that he was comfortable with his decision, or he had second thoughts?
No, he seemed very comfortable with it. You know, Mike's a small town guy, Montoursville, Pennsylvania. He coaches his kids, he's very involved in the community, and you can tell that he's very content being at home on his ranch, on his farm. He's got a bunch of antique tractors. He's a guy that likes to get out in the field, be outside, and coaches his little league up there. He seemed very content.
The 0-1. Hit sharply and grabbed it by Gordon. They go second one. On to first, it's a double play. As Posada moves to third. And around the horn, 5-4-3 double play off the bat of Duncan.
Shelley turns on it, maybe a little out in front, hits it hard, but right at Gordon. Tailor-made around the horn. Big double play for Hochevar. All Gordon's got to do is backhand a sharp one-hopper, get it to Callaspo, turn this inning around in a hurry.
There's Juan Miranda. And there's a strike. Bottom of the fourth inning. 1-0 Yankees. And the count 0-2. If you just turned on the TV and said, why is it the bottom of the fourth? Well, an hour and 56-minute rain delay at the start. So obviously that slowed matters down quite a bit. But at this time of the year, Yankees don't want to play doubleheaders. Royals don't either. Don't want to lose an off day on Thursday. So they waited it out. The 0-2. 1-2. And the pitch. And he could not hold up on a breaking ball, so Miranda down on strikes. Yankees get one run on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. 4 full in the books. Eric Hinsky with an RBI. Yankees with a 1-0 lead. Thanks, Bob. Wow, the Braves are really turning it on, and they got a shot. They certainly have a shot. The Rockies are going to have to win games because the Braves are not letting them up. Lexus scoreboard, it's 1-0 Yankees lead over the Royals. Top of the 5th inning. Now, there's some concern, Dave, if you look at the teams that are going to make the postseason this year. Most of the teams that are going to make the postseason are the big payroll teams. And I know that baseball has been very proud of the fact that everybody seems like they've had a chance to win of late. Do you think that it's starting to tip in that favor again of the high market teams? Mark T and Foster, right?
Well, I know we've heard some rumblings through some of the small market owners about maybe the next collective bargaining agreement. The Yankees subsidize a lot of the teams to the tune of over $100 million a year. I still think if you look at a bigger sample size over even the last decade, that there's been enough small market teams in there who have competed, who have won World Series titles, who have gotten to the postseason. One of the reasons for an unbalanced schedule was to aid in competitive balance. One of the reasons why the Yankees play the Red Sox 18 times a year and the Central Division gets a little bit of break. Pros and cons for the Royals. As we said before, it's the first time they've been to Yankee Stadium this year. But they get a chance to play teams within their division more often. A lot of people feel like that helps to level the playing field.
Driven out deep to left field, giving chase Cabrera, looking up, see ya. Opposite field home run for Tian. Tie game 1-1. The IOTV HD super shot on the swing, David.
Oh, Mark Tian. Here comes number 12 on the year. Great extension, driving the ball the other way. You can tell by his hips. Watch how long he holds in his hips. And then explodes late. Waits on the ball. Drills it into the seats for his 12th home run of the year.
Breaking ball strike to Oliva.
And just the 4th home run to a left-handed batter that Godin has given up this year.
Hot shot to second. Gobbled up there by Cano. And there's one away.
Another quick at-bat for Miguel Oliva, one of the hardest guys to walk in the league. And he goes up there ready to swing the bat.
That's going to bring up Alex Gordon. Gordon humpback line drive back to Godin. That was in the 3rd inning.
But to answer your question, Michael, I don't think you can make a lot out of 1 year, even though, as you said, a lot of high payroll teams are going to be in the playoffs this year. I think you have to look at a larger sample size. There's a lot of variables involved in baseball. There's formulas for small market teams to thrive. Not as much margin for error, though.
What is a disturbing trend, though, David, is that you see a lot of teams now draft players and just they don't want to pay them the money, and they don't sign them. So you've wasted a draft pick. You might get one the next year, but you're still not going to sign them. That's where the money has to go. If you're a small market team, you're getting helped out by the Yankees and revenue sharing. You got to put that money into signing your draft picks. And the 1-1. Grounded up the middle. Cano backhands. And flip for the first. 2 outs.
Well, Cano's got this place down. This play down, rather. All year long. On the run. Keeps moving. You see contrasting somebody like a Dustin Pedroia with the Red Sox would stop and drop, plant and throw. Cano all in one motion.
That's going to bring up Josh Anderson. Well, the new ballpark, highest average attendance of any team in baseball. Right back to Godin. He drops, regains, and that'll do it. So he recovers nicely after the home run. But Tien's home run ties the game. It was a 2-1 pitch. Godin tried to work the outside corner. Tien took it that way. And all Melky Cabrera could do was watch it go into the seats. We're halfway through. It's a 1-1 game. Shabar, and that one is lined into left center field. And Meyer got a bad jump and then tried to make up with it with a dive, and he couldn't do it. He froze on that ball because it was a big swing, didn't go that far, and then he tried to dive but couldn't haul it in.
Well, that is exactly right. He almost took up a little divot with the spike and a little slip and tries to recover. Almost. Can't quite get there. But right before that, Michael was right. He froze. It took him a long time to react. It actually did almost have it in his glove. Couldn't hold on. Full swing off the end of the bat.
Here's Ramiro Pena. They score that a base hit, which it should be. Cervelli very quietly hitting .284. And people forget that both Posada and Molina were on the DL. The Lexus scoreboard shows 1-1. And Cervelli and Kevin Cass did a good job holding the fort down. Yankees with 5 hits, the Royals with 2. Yankees do not have a lot of their big guns in the lineup, giving them a day off, a day after clinching. Runner goes, hit one was on, swing and a miss, throw to second, got him. Pena did not put the ball in play. So Cervelli is out stealing 2-6.
Well, it is the hit and run. Cervelli peeking back, nose right here. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Well, Levo throws well, and it's right on the money. Hochhaver with a nasty sinker, hard to put in play. Cervelli hung out.
Pena, deep drive to right, going back to you. Track, wall, leaps. See ya! Home run, Ramiro Pena. And the Yankees lead 2-1. And they are going to give him the silent treatment. They're all going to congratulate him now, silent treatment. His first big league home run, and no one's going to talk to him on the bench. Joe Girardi could not hold back. And what a throw for Ramiro Pena. And the pitch to Gardner is a strike.
That's team discipline, to get everybody on the same page, to go along with the ruse.
Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did, said Tony Randazzo.
Well, after the swing and the miss on the hit and run, gets a little cutter that stays on the inner half. Pena gets it started early, gets the head out and up. And that is a Yankee Stadium home run.
Count 1-2 to Gardner. Still smiling. Joe Girardi's the only guy who couldn't hold out. There's a ground ball to second. And Gardner's out for the second out.
Well, what a thrill. First big league home run. And it's Posada. Posada's lead the charge.
You know, David, we talked about it at the start. This team really does like each other. I mean, there seems to be a genuine affection between all different sides of the clubhouse, and they get along, and you could see it yesterday in the celebration, and there how they just united, and then the joy they showed when they finally decided to congratulate him, as Melky Cabrera is out for the final out. We'll talk more about this team unity and what it means to success, but Ramiro Pena gives the Yankees a 2-1 lead. His first big league home run. Into the short porch and right at Yankee Stadium. And then Ramiro Pena gets the silent treatment, and it's time to show him some love. 2-1 Yanks. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by J&R Music and Computer World, and by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. We go to the 6th inning. Mitch Meyer will lead off. It'll be Meyer, Betancourt, and Butler. All right, David, you are on 5 championship teams. Did they all get along?
No. It's not a prerequisite to like each other. The 70s Yankees will tell you that one.
And the Oakland A's team that won 3 in a row in the 70s, they fought all the time, too. So you don't necessarily have to like each other. But this, I guess it's a bonus when you do get along.
Well, you do have to work at chemistry. You know, we covered that in our in our pregame show about the chicken and egg. What comes first? You know, the chemistry or the winning. They work hand in hand. But you saw CC Sabathia in spring training working hard as a new player coming over here with a big contract, and made sure early and often that he took people out for dinner. He took them to the basketball games. He picked up the tabs.
1-1.
Joe Girardi, the manager, with the pool game during spring training.
Now here's how this broke down. Derek Jeter's going to go congratulate him. Then A-Rod comes up with the idea, no, don't. Jeter, oh, okay. And it was all because of A-Rod, and then Swisher clears the aisle as well, and that's why they gave him the silent treatment. Popped up behind the plate and out of play. But I think that Jeter answers it best. And you see how he got the silent treatment here. Everybody's just sitting there. No congratulations at all until Posada.
It's an old trick, but it works every time.
Oh, because the kid's feeling euphoric, and all of a sudden the air's out of the balloon. So Catwoman did okay. One of the rookies, and Ramiro Pena got dressed up as Catwoman. Seemed to enjoy it. And now he hits his first home run. And that's another unifying factor this team has had. Swing and a miss. Meyer down on strikes. Cervelli gets an angle. Anyway, Jeter said it best, I thought, Dave. He said, you know what? We win because we have talent. I mean, there could be a team that gets along, and if you don't have talent, you're not going to win. So this team is very, very talented, and it's fortunate that they get along.
You know, when I was with the Mets, Michael, back in my rookie year, we didn't do the costume thing. You know, my last road trip of the year, the entire team just ripped all my clothes off. I had to walk off the plate wrapped in blankets.
So that's where that started with you. Line drive, base hit to left. As Betancourt picks up a 1-out single.
A lot of things started with the Mets back then.
Also, sometimes that backfires. With Jeff Kent, it backfired. He would not put on the rookie hazing clothes with the Yankees this time. His characters from Batman. Well, Jeff Kent wouldn't put on the clothes and sat there and wouldn't leave. And finally, Jeff Torborg told the team, give him his clothes back.
Yeah, that did not help. You know,
no.
It did not help with him in the Mets. That's why his career with the Mets didn't last very long. But it's always easier to go along. The path of least resistance. Go along, take your medicine as a rookie, play the rookie role, and you'll gain your respect and sort of a rite of passage.
There's Billy Butler. Runner on first with 1 out. Line drive into left center field, giving chases. Gardner, he does. Can't make the play, but he knocks the ball down. He'll scramble after it, fire to second, and Butler gets himself another double. As Betancourt will go to third. 51st double for Butler.
Well, Billy doubles. First pitch swinging. Gardner with a gallant effort just can't quite get there. Nice recovery and a good throw. One thing Butler does not do well is run, but he's in there. 51st double. 3 away from the all-time team record for the Royals. Just in there. Nice recovery and a good throw by Gardner. Cano's a little up the line, though, a little towards first base. Has to reach back a long way to try to make the tag.
Here's Mike Jacobs, second and third. Yankees have the infield back. And that one is driven to right field. Duncan in the corner will make the catch. Tagging is Betancourt. And the throw is up the line as Butler moves a third, sac fly, and the game is tied at 2. So the Royals come right back after the Pena home run. Jacobs picks up his 60th RBI of the season. Pitch to Callaspo's high.
Talked about this Royals lineup. Boy, they come up to the plate swinging the bat. A lot of first pitch hacks. They're hard to walk. 5 of the last 7 batters have put the first pitch in play versus Godin.
The 2-0. There's the swing. Count 2-2.
Godin with 83 pitches. That was just the 84th, 50 strikes. In pretty decent shape. Nobody warming up. The Yankees seem content to let him stretch it out.
And the 2-2 to Callaspo. Swung on and missed. And that'll do it. But the Royals come back. They score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 2-2 game on Yes. It's break time. Time for a fresh brewed cup of coffee. At Yes, we get our Green Mountain K-Cup coffee system from the same people who bring us our office supplies. W.B. Mason. Who but? Robinson Cano leads off over Hochevar. It is fielded there by Betancourt. Fires to first, and they take a base hit away from Cano.
Robinson Cano very aggressive all year long. First pitch swinging. Hit the ball pretty well. Got hampered by the mound. The mound kind of slowed that ball up from going up the middle. Robinson's done this all year. The 5th hardest to strike out in the AL. He's also the 2nd hardest to walk. Hochevar with a break and an assist from the pump in the mound.
Here's Posada. And there's a strike. Laced into left field, it's a base hit. Meyer cuts it off. Posada's going for 2, and he's in there with a double. Posada 2 for 2 with a walk. Both of his base hits to the left side.
And both of them kind of fought off. Not hit real well, but hit in the right spot. Posada makes up his mind. He's going to go right now. Meyer with a decent play. Just off the bag enough to allow Posada to get in underneath. Posada's not even looking. He's going all the way. And that'll be his 25th double of the year.
And now here's Hinsky, and they don't have to shift on as much as they did earlier. With a runner in scoring position, they have Betancourt on the shortstop side of the bag. Oh, wow, Posada just got in before the tag. The 0-1 outside.
Posada quietly has his average creeping up to 290 now. 2 for 2 on the day.
And the 1-1. Inside, 2-1.
Tommaso Marte warming up. Or thinking about warming up. Watching himself in the mirror. That's how you work on your mechanics, Michael. Watch yourself in the reflection. Kind of like you with yoga in the hotel rooms.
Exactly. The 2-1. Tried to pull an outside pitch and grounds it to second as Posada moves to third, 2 down. And that'll bring up Shelley Duncan.
I'm getting some interesting texts from around the country, Michael. I'm telling you.
They still have your number?
Yankee fans everywhere keyed in on my faux pas. But I'm going to keep it. I think I'm onto something here.
It's a great way to connect with the fans. Foul back and out of play. Now, there are a lot of athletes that are getting in trouble for saying too much on Twitter, so stay away from that.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know. I understand the whole Twitter thing, but that's just too much work, Michael. I can't even return a phone call, much less do Twitter. So.
Swing and a miss. Fouled away and out of play. Texas Tech football team was forbidden today to go on Twitter for the rest of the year. New York Jets wide receiver David Clowney was inactive for this Sunday's game because he said a little bit too much on Twitter, and Coach Rex Ryan didn't exactly like what he said. Terrell Owens took on Rodney Harrison on Twitter. Twitter's a big weapon now. And the 0-2. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the aforementioned New York Yankees. The 0-2. Grounded through for a base hit. Posada scores. It's an RBI single for Shelley Duncan, and the Yankees have retaken the lead 3-2.
One thing Shelley Duncan has always done is hit a fastball really well, and on a 0-2 pitch, he's ready for it. Even though Hochevar doesn't quite get it in where he wants it, you cannot beat Shelley Duncan with a fastball very often. Finds the hole, picks up an RBI.
And they will take him out for a pinch runner. It's Freddie Guzman. And Guzman will probably go. There he goes. Pitch is low. Throw to second. Not in time. Stolen base. And that's a little bit of a playoff preview for the Yankees. That's why Guzman's probably going to make the roster.
Well, no doubt about it. He's just going. Hochevar with a courtesy look, and Olivo with a good throw. It's just outrunning the ball. Barely.
Out into first. Tough hop, but Butler stays with it. And he tosses to first for the final out. But the Yankees retake the lead. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. This one could have been a double, but quick hands by Butler turned it into the final out. We go to the 7th. Yankees up 3-2. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your tri-state area Audi dealers. Audi, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Yankees. We go to the 7th inning. Yankees are leading 3-2, and Chad Godin will come out and pitch the 7th. 3-8-0 for the Yanks, 2-4-0 for the Royals. Yankees looking for their 101st win of the year. Freddie Guzman came in to steal second and takes over in right field for Shelley Duncan. Godin's looking for his first win as a starter with the Yankees. There's Mark 10, and there's a strike. Still has a pitch count in the 80s, so he's good to go that way. Grounded to first. Oh, nice pick there by Miranda. And he flips to Chad Godin for the first out.
Not an easy play. Juan Miranda had a nice year in AAA for Scranton this year. Quick short hop, and Godin's quick. He's got good feet, good athlete on the mound, gets over there easily. Yankees have to be really pleased with their entire minor league system. On every level, had good years. So you see Godin on the night, 6 1/3, only 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks.
Here's Miguel Olivo, likes to jump on the first pitch. But he takes that one low, 1-0. Six and a third innings is Godin's longest outing as a Yankee. David, your phone's blowing up. Any good messages from anybody?
You know, I got an interesting one here, Michael. It says here, Coney, you wake up and there are zombies everywhere, including Michael K. What's your weapon of choice?
Wow.
I have a great answer for that one.
You would. The 2-0 is a strike, and what's the answer?
So I wake up and there's zombies everywhere, and Michael K's coming at me. My weapon of choice is a Mariano Rivera cutter. Start it right at your right ear. There's no way it's going to miss.
Was that a big head joke by you? Okay.
No, it's a Mariano Rivera accuracy joke. That's my weapon of choice right there.
The 2-1. There's a strike, 2-2.
I know he's going to throw it where he's trying to.
Can't do much to a zombie, though. A zombie's dead. I'm the only one you really have to worry about.
92 miles an hour right in the middle of the forehead will slow you down a little bit.
Swing and a miss. And Olivo down on strikes. Take another look at tonight's Toyota text poll. Once again, the question, which is your favorite Yankees-Royals moment? You've been texting us at 58772. Here are the results. Wow. Alex Rodriguez's 500th home run. That's 49%. Complete inverse order of how I would have chosen, but that's how you chose, and that's the most important thing.
The most recent.
Yeah, that's it.
Got to go back to the 70s for the other two.
Well, Chad Godin is going to step aside as the Yankees call on Damaso Marte. Godin gets a big hand. He could get a win if the Yankee bullpen holds on. Joe Girardi has to make the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T, your world delivered. And he brings in Marte to face the lefty swinging Alex Gordon. So Chad Godin, 6 2/3, longest outing as a Yankee. Marte, those are his numbers. Season truncated by injury. Swing and a miss. Good line there for Godin. He can get the win through 92 pitches. And a strike. Count 0-2. Rosado is the DH today, talking things over with the Yankees starter.
Well, the thing about Godin is he's got 3 quality pitches. He's got a good changeup that sinks. His fastball's got good movement and life on it, and that slider, when right, is tight and late and quick. Definitely a 3-pitch pitcher. Not afraid to use any of them at any time.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Alfredo Aceves warming to the Yanks. And Marte deals. Popped up. Hinsky make the play. So the combination of Godin and Marte retire the Royals in order 1, 2, 3 at the end of 6.5. It's time for the 7th inning stretch here in New York. Yankees lead 3-2, but we stay here to honor America in the Bronx.
And offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now please join Kate Smith as she sings God Bless America.
That does hurt them a little bit because now Porcello will have to start on short rest if they don't win those games rather than having the normal rest. And that's the Yankees' possible first-round opponent, either the Tigers or the Twins. Tigers lead by 2. The Yankees have won the season series against the Tigers 5-1 and swept the Twins 7-0. So the Yankees will be watching that doubleheader very closely tomorrow. Francisco Cervelli leads off, and there's a strike from Hochevar.
For some reason, Michael, you got some heck of a fan club over here. I tell you what, every time somebody gets on your head, but people love that. I'm getting my phone's lighting up.
Somebody just shouted out, "Hey, Michael, why the long face?" That's real. That's a big fan club. The 2-1. And the count 3-1. Driven out toward right center field. Giving chase is Tien. On the track, at the wall, it's off the wall. Played out there by Anderson, but Cervelli is on second with a leadoff double. He's 2 for 3 tonight.
Cervelli driving the ball the other way. And every ball in the air that heads this way, you kind of hold your breath if you're on the mound, but it's off the scoreboard. Cervelli's got to hustle easy, though. Stand-up double. 3-1. Fastball right there. Hochevar challenges a lot of guys. He still only got 77 pitches on the night. Not afraid to throw the ball over the plate. Cervelli, leadoff double.
They're playing for the bunt with Pena at the plate. And he's trying to bunt it toward third base and fouls it off.
See in the 5th inning, young Pena puts his head down. It's his first major league home run. And here comes the silent treatment. Nobody's even going to acknowledge him until the last minute. Now the gig is up.
In at the corners, charging for the bunt. And again, another foul ball. Yankees looking for some insurance for their bullpen. Cervelli at second. Cervelli's spikes kind of like spats, like he should be throwing in Nathan Detroit. The 0-2. Line drive, base hit to right field. Cervelli rounds third. They're sending him home. Tien will throw the ball to second. An RBI single for Pena, and the Yankees lead 4-2.
Well, the two Utes getting it done. Pena came into this at bat actually hitting .337 against right-handed pitching. Done a great job batting left-handed. Once again, a big night for him. And there's your spats, Michael. Cervelli going to score easily. Big night for Pena with his first major league home run, and now follows that up with a bullet RBI single. That's the thing that impressed me earlier this year when Pena was up and provided some excitement for the Yankees, is that his left-handed swing. He handles himself very well batting left-handed. We haven't seen a lot of his right-handed swing, obviously a switch hitter.
And that's the thing that's come quickly for Pena, because the Yankees always knew he could field in the big leagues. He's outstanding at shortstop, can play second and third as well. They didn't know if he'd hit, but the bat has come around as he's gotten stronger, bigger, better nutrition, and you know, if a guy like that hits 270 with his glove, he could stick in the big leagues.
Pena on the year now with 84 at-bats, batting left-handed, hitting .345 for the Yankees this year. Certainly not a large sample size, but certainly catching some attention.
The 1-0. There's a strike. Runner goes, pitch out, and a bobble by Olivo, and Pena's in there. Boy, that's got to really chap the bench. They guess right, and the catcher mishandles.
Well, you just get a little ahead of yourself. Hochevar with a little bit of a high leg kick, and just can't get the handle. Sometimes that's the toughest thing for a pitcher to do, is you don't want to give away the pitch out by going too quickly. But it was a good pitch to receive for Olivo, and he just could not get it out of the hand. Could not get it out of the glove.
Fourth stolen base for Pena. 2-2.
One of the things you got to love about Hochevar is that he just throws strikes. We talked about him before. He's got an 80-pitch complete game this year. He's going to get you a lot of innings, deep into the game once again here. Just 84 pitches on the night so far. Really committed to that two-seam sinker and a little bit of a cutter and a slider.
And the count full at 3-2.
When Hochevar was the #1 pick of the Royals, he was a flamethrower. The Scott Boras client. Held out and wanted the big contract. It really was up in the mid-90s, and the Royals have done a good job of developing that two-seam sinker for him. Going with more movement now on his fastball. As I said, more two-seam action all the time, and a little bit of a cutter and a pretty decent slider to go with it.
On with David Cohn, I'm Michael Kay, and you're watching Yankees baseball here on the Yes Network. We thank you for starting your week with us this Monday night. Yankees are leading 4-2. Start of the game delayed an hour and 56 minutes because of rain. And the 3-2. Bob straight back here. Take note of that right-hand corner. All the postseason games on Yes will have total coverage. We'll have people here at the field. Bob Lorenz will be back in the studio with analysts as well. Pre- and post-game, every single game the Yankees play in the postseason will be covered right here on Yes. The 3-2 is blooped to left. Going back Betancourt, and that is going to dunk in for a base hit. Gardner makes a big turn, and he'll stop right there. So it's a single as Pena advances to third.
Hochevar feeling a little unlucky. Another good pitch, ties up Gardner, but Gardner just muscles it. Just good enough to throw it out there. Just over the shortstop's head, just deep enough to get by the shortstop and in front of Meyer.
Still nobody out. First and third. Yankees up by 2. Melky's 1 for 3. One and 0. I know that Hochevar's pitch count is down, but they haven't even started to warm yet in the bullpen for the Royals. Only now do we see some movement out there. 89 pitches. Cabrera has 67 runs batted in. 31 of them have come in the 7th inning or later. And the count 3-0.
Carlos Rosa, the right-hander for the Royals, now finally getting up.
Melky Cabrera walks to load the bases, nobody out. The New York Yankees Be the Match and the New York Blood Center are partnering to help save the lives of patients with life-threatening diseases such as leukemia and lymphoma in need of a bone marrow transplant donor. On Wednesday, September 30th, fans will have the opportunity to join the Be the Match registry at Yankee Stadium on the main 200 level between gates 4 and 6. If you're between the ages of 18 and 60, you can register to be a donor by completing a health history and giving a swab of cheek cells. For thousands, a marrow transplant from an unrelated donor is their best and only hope for a cure. These patients depend on the Be the Match registry to find a match and a second chance at life. Interested individuals can also join online at bethematch.org. So Bob McClure goes out and talks with Hochevar, and not a lot to talk about. Bases loaded, nobody out, so you got to get some outs here.
Robinson Cano 1 for 3 with a double and a run on the year. .321 average, 24 homers. I mentioned before about Robinson Cano as the 5th hardest in the American League to strike out this year. Only 10% of all of his at-bats as he struck out. Also the 2nd hardest to walk, only 4.3% as he walked. You see the career with the bases loaded. Not great, but 1 grand slam.
Infield is in. And the foul ball is in the seats.
I think, Michael, as a pitcher, looking at the Yankees lineup, and you see the bases loaded here with Cano, they have such diversity of style. Some guys that swing early in the count, very aggressive, Jeter, Cano, Melky. Some guys that'll take pitches, like Swisher, Teixeira, A-Rod. Very hard for a pitcher to attack this lineup when you have a lot of different styles of hitting. Some guys work the count, some guys will swing at the first pitch. Cano, obviously the latter, very aggressive, has served him well this year.
Infield is in, trying to cut off the run at the plate. Speedy Ramiro Pena at 3rd, Gardner at 2nd, and Cabrera at 1st. Great speed all around for the Yankees. Cano in the month of September, .347. Deep to right field, teeing back on the track, looking up, see ya! A grand slam for Robinson Cano, and the Yankees have broken it open. They lead 8-2.
Comes number 2 in his career. Up, middle in at best. Robbie drops the bat. Got that sound. 2nd grand slam of Robinson Cano's career is going to ruin Luke Hochevar's night and send him to the showers.
No doubt about that one, and that will be it for Hochevar. 25th home run for Cano. now has 84 runs batted in. Some dancing in the dugout as the Yankees lead 8-2. You come on back. Every step of the way. Turn to Yes before and after every Yankees playoff game for in-depth, extended pre- and post-game coverage and analysis from the entire Yes Network team. So for the best Bombers postseason coverage, turn to the home of the New York Yankees, the Yes Network. Pochevar pitched well until this inning. Now he's just watching. Carlos Rosa takes over, and the first pitch to Posada is in the dirt. I thought they kept him in a little long.
Well, you called it early. Pochevar, a strike-throwing machine, pounding sinkers all night, kept his pitch count down. But when he did get in trouble and get the bases loaded, his night was ruined by Robinson Cano.
Those are the numbers on Rosa. The Royals are carrying 13 pitchers in their bullpen with the expanded rosters. Count 3-0. Yankees creeping up on their single season home run record. 242 back in 2004. And they are 5 away from tying. They have 5 games left. 2 here at the stadium, 3 at Tropicana Field as Posada walks. Tonight, throughout the Yankees season on Yes, we're allowing you to vote along with the 2 of us here in the booth for the Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772. Tonight's candidates are number 1, Chad Godin, number 2, Shelley Duncan, number 3, Ramiro Pena, number 4, Robinson Cano. Vote now, make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. Line drive right at Butler as Hinsky is retired. That's just the first out. Hey, the Yankees as a team did a nice thing today. 13 Yankees led by Alex Rodriguez went to St. Simon Stock Elementary School to motivate kids on a new school year and for kids to help the Yankees celebrate the division championship with the team. The guys that went, Ramiro Pena, Francisco Cervelli, Shelley Duncan, Jonathan Albaladeo, Mike Dunn, Brett Gardner, Juan Miranda, Alfredo Aceves, Melky Cabrera, Jerry Hairston Jr., Robinson Cano, and Alex Rodriguez. So that's a nice representation of the New York Yankee team. St. Simon Stock Elementary School in the Bronx, which is right off the Grand Concourse, a couple of blocks from here. The 1-1 to Guzman. There's the strike.
We talked about the Yankee all-time home run record in 1961, known for the M&M boys, Mantle and Maris, obviously, and the home run chase. Other guys on that team hit some home runs, too. Elston Howard had 21, Bruce Skowron 28. Yogi Berra had 22 home runs for that team. Of course, Mickey Mantle 54, and Roger Maris had 61 that year. Johnny Blanchard had 21 home runs that year.
And that team is in second place. The first place team is the 2004 Yanks, as Guzman swings and misses. Well, make plans for the 2009 postseason and host your group in the Yankee Stadium suite. Join in the excitement as the Yankees continue their quest for a 27th World Championship. Yankee Stadium suites are the perfect entertainment venue with sizes ranging from 12 to 60 guests. Reserve your suite today. Availability is very limited. Call 646-977-8900 or email suites@yankees.com. And there's a strike to Juan Miranda.
Just got a text from my good buddy Andrew Levy.
Mr. Happy.
Mr. Happy. Driving home. With the, Yom Kippur.
Right.
Happy Yom Kippur. He broke the fast. He had an interesting question for me.
Okay.
He said, do you think Paul O'Neill could go 26 hours without eating?
Probably not.
No chance,
No
right?
chance. The 1-2. 2-2.
Andrew Levy's been here at the suite a lot with my good buddies. Sifu Bobby, Timmy O'Neill done a great job this year at Yankee Stadium on the suite level.
The 2-2. Grounded foul. Posada at first with 2 outs. We're on the bottom of the 7th. Yankees have 5 runs in. They've broken this one open. And the 2-2. Grounded foul outside of first. And there's strike 3 as Miranda down looking. Yankees bat around though, and they score 5 runs on 4 hits. No errors and 1 man left. The big blow off the bat of Robinson Cano, a grand slam. His 25th home run of the year. And we go to the 8th. Yankees up 8-2. It's time as we go to the 8th inning to take a look at the Land Rover drive of the game.
And indeed, it's going to be, don't you know, Robinson Cano. His second career grand slam sets a franchise record. His 25th home run, now 5 players with 25 home runs for the Yankees this season. The Land Rover drive of the game, a grand salami for Robinson Cano.
Going to be a new pitcher for the Yankees, Alfredo Aceves. And by the way, Cano's 25th home run. Now the Yankees have 5 players with 25 or more home runs this year, and that establishes a new franchise record. Alfredo Aceves, 10-1, 3.82. Good numbers all around. And he'll face 9-1-2 in the Royals order. Josh Anderson will start it off. Aceves deals. Is a strike. And the 0-1. 0-2.
Alfredo Aceves this year has been Johnny on the spot with 10 wins in relief.
Lofted into right center field, giving chase is Gardner. He's there. 1 out.
No chance to get a win tonight unless he gives up 6 quick ones and stays in the game.
Hey, join Bob Lorenz after the last out of this game against the Royals for the Emmy-winning WB Mason postgame. Get highlights and analysis from this game and around baseball. Plus, Kimberly Jones has the quotes from the clubhouse. It's the WB Mason postgame right here on Yes. And there's a strike to Mitch Meyer. Meyer 1 for 2. Singled in the 3rd. And the 1-1. Off-speed pitch, 1-2.
The thing about Alfredo Aceves, he's got a great changeup. Throws his breaking ball to both sides of the plate. Been a big part of the Yankee bullpen this year, right in the middle of everything.
Strike 3, outside corner. Meyer down looking.
Cervelli setting up right there, right to the glove. Good frame job, maybe just off. Definitely just off from that, although that camera angle isn't directly over, but Cervelli with a good catch. Aceves, the benefactor of a generous call.
Breaking ball outside the Betancourt. And the 2-0 popped up in the infield. Pena calls off Hinsky, and a 10-pitch 1-2-3 inning for Alfredo Aceves. So the Royals go down in order, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees are leading 8-2 right here on Yes. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by HSBC, the world's local bank. Cervelli hits the first pitch and grounds it to second. And there's one away here in the 8th inning. Time for the play of the game, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
And it is Pena. And an upset. First Major League home run. Gets the silent treatment from the bench. Then they bust out. Big moment for Pena right there.
And he takes a strike.
Moment he'll never forget. His first big league home run at Yankee Stadium. Followed that up with another RBI single his next at bat. We're going to get another one here.
Rosa deals the 1-1. 1-2.
No, all kidding aside, I think the Yankees obviously really like Ramiro Pena. As you see, Sergio Mitre now warming up. They sent him back down to AAA to learn how to play the outfield. I think they kind of look at him as a future super sub. Two pleasant surprises this year were Francisco Cervelli catching when Jose Molina went down, did a superb job, and this kid.
Kind of golfs that one on one hop to second. And there were 2 outs. With the Yankees headed to the playoffs, you don't have to miss an inning with Yes Network games on your PCs and laptops. If you're an Optimum Online and IOTV customer who watches Yes, go to yesnetwork.com for more information and sign up for your subscription now. And the pitch to Gardner is low. Count 2-1.
Brett Gardner missed 40 games with his thumb injury. Got it while sliding into second base. The first inning, July 25th. Was a welcome addition back to the Yankees and a big part of the postseason plans, as you said, Michael.
Popped up. Olivo makes the play in a 1-2-3 inning for Carlos Rosa as he retires the Yankees in order. Well, we go to the 9th inning. Can the Royals make up a 6-run deficit? We'll see. Yankees are up 8-2 here on Yes. Billy Butler leads off the 9th inning. Alfredo Aceves still in there. And the pitch is a breaking ball outside. 1-0. 8-2 Yanks, 8-12-0, 2-4-0 for the Royals. Yankees looking for their 101st win of the season. Rounded softly to short. Pena. One away. Time to announce the Chevy Player of the Game is voted on by you, the fans, and the two of us here in the booth. Who is it, David?
Well, it is Chad Godin. The starting pitcher was excellent tonight. Good tight sliders. He started 5 games for the Yankees, had 5 no decisions, and the Yankees had won all those games. He's in line to finally get a win and a start as a Yankee. Chad Godin, the Chevy Player of the Game.
Here's Mike Jacobs. Big swing and a miss. That one gets away from Cervelli. Yankees lead.
Mets fans will remember Jacobs as the Met farmhand and involved in the Carlos Delgado trade with the Marlins. Certainly has a swing that generates a lot of power and a lot of lift. The problem's the flip side. A lot of strikeouts as well.
There's a lot of lift, but not much power. Popped up. Hinsky. Yankees are 1 out away. Tonight, and after the postgame, don't miss WB Mason presents the Joe Girardi Show to get the skipper's take on the weekend series of the Red Sox. Plus, hear how he plans to attack the postseason. It's the Joe Girardi Show tonight after the postgame. Catch a special playoff edition Sunday at 5:30, only on Yes. Alberto Callaspo, 0 for 3. The last chance for the Royals. And Aceves deals. Fouled off into the seats. Out of play. And the 0-1. This should do it. High fly ball, right field. Guzman coming on, and he puts it away for the final out of the game as the Yankees win 8-2. And the Yankees have now won 6 in a row. It's the 6th time this season the Yankees have put together a 6-game win streak. Ramiro Pena, a big part of this with his first big league home.